Hello, and welcome to A Pair of Dice Lost podcasting channel. My name is Brendan. My pronouns are he, him. And today I am joined by...
Hey there, guys. My name is Tyler. Pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be playing Ricky, the fire-aspected street exorcist.
Hi, everybody. My name's Christina. I will be playing Elion. My pronouns are she, her, and Elion's pronouns are they, them. They are a water-aspected investigator.
Hi, everyone. My name's Cody. Pronouns are he, they, and I play Amalar Divine, the air-aspected shady businessman.
Hi, my name is Britt, and I play Resh Fairus. My pronouns are she, her, as well as Fairus's. She is a wood-aspected dragon-blooded who has a familiar named Zeke, who is a ferret, and she's kind of a performer, petty theft.
And this is Exalted, like a dragon-blooded. Hello, friends and fans. Brendan here with some before-game information. As I mentioned before, I was going to go over some of my decisions from last episode. In that episode, we saw Ricky use the dramatic wound system. After re-listening, I learned that I had actually let him get off way easier than he should have. Normally, the amount of the dramatic wound and what that it does is determined by how many health levels that you're actually negating, with the amount of health levels that he negated, which was 7+, actually resulting in losing a limb or other dire circumstances. It didn't feel earned for Thanos to basically de-limb Ricky in their first encounter, and basically lay a smackdown right onto the PC. Admittedly, Divine and Ricky were both given ample opportunity to run away and exit the scene, and instead decided to fight. Thanos had, in fact, been written up before Session 1 even began, and was intended to be a major antagonist from the get-go. Our gang, however, as you'll soon come to find out, really does like to aggro bosses way too early. On this episode, Fairus meets an old friend, Elion makes plans, and Divine and Ricky do what they want. While your two friends are off fighting Guild Factor Thanos, Elion and Fairus have made their escape up to the Desert Basilisk. There, Minami sent you two, as well as your chaotic mishmash of people that you've saved, up to the third floor, I believe, to the Ezath offices. Do you two follow upstairs as well?
I know I had run upstairs at first, and Elion was meeting me up there, but I would assume if that's where he wants us to go, then we would go there.
Okay, so then you're gonna have just a moment of reaction to this before Elion comes up, because I believe that you two were actually fairly close. As you go up to the Ezath headquarters, when you open up the door, it is a fairly large. It's the size of the restaurant. It's just on the third floor. It's got like a desk. It's got over in the corner. There's a small flag that has the symbol, which is like an open shark's jaw, like kind of drawn on the wall with the name Ezath scribbled in Old Realm hieroglyphics. It is a fairly sparse area with some books, some ledgers around. There's a desk. There's a couch. There's a table with like an ashtray on it with a smoldering cigar sitting in it. And as you kind of look up, you see someone who you did not expect to be here. They're sitting down in a very relaxed pose, legs kind of just kind of like spread out and like relaxed on the couch as they're looking at the door. Is a young man with green hair that is short and pulled back, and you can see a little bit of like bright, like orange, almost like autumn foliage kind of stuck in his hair He's wearing what looks like basically like really large, like tinted sunglasses. And he has a few like weathered lines on his face from like what you can only just kind of assume is stress. He is fairly muscular, wearing a buff jacket, which is essentially like a large trench coat that's been reinforced with some plating on the inside. And when he sees you, he smiles and gives a hearty laugh and just kind of goes, Fairus, it's so good to see you. And you are greeted by your older brother, Reshbalar.
As I entered, I'm probably still looking a little bit frazzled and a little, like, probably a little dirty from running through the fucking sewers and shit. When I see him there, I'll give a nice, like, sigh of relief and just kind of, like, almost a de-stress kind of thing where my body relaxes more. Oh, am I glad to see you?
Yeah, I was wondering when you or any of the rest would show up. Little weird you're showing up at the Ezath headquarters. Don't you guys have a place in the Undermarket though?
Brendan, question: the inn that we were at, is that the place he's talking about?
He is talking about the place where that you and your crew and Desert Bloom basically like set up the crew. You guys basically have a small shack in the Undermarket.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm gonna nod and be like, yeah, we do. Working on a better place. What are you doing here?
Well, I wanted to come by and make sure that everything was functioning in Chiaroscuro for the family here. We're looks like this is going to be one of the new war zones for us. The guild's really taken a liking to Chiaroscuro now that they know that they can get a little more handsy.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He kind of like picks up the smoldering cigar and starts smoking it again, and just kind of. Listen, what are you doing at another family's headquarters? This is honestly a little weird.
Honest answer? Getting away from the guild.
Oh, well, why would you get away from and like at this point the door opens and all of the people that Elian has been leading back from the Undermarket come pouring through the doors. And I assume at the very end, it's followed by Elian.
So, just refugees and Elian walk in?
Yes, pretty much.
And there's just this dude that they don't recognize lounging on a couch?
There is a guy who looks a lot like Fairus, just a little older, lounging on the couch, and he has an air of authority to him.
So, being the investigative sort that Elian is, could they interpret that they're probably related and this is probably more so a head of a family type of thing?
I'm going to just give it to you, yes. This is, they are most definitely related. You are basically the Sherlock Holmes of the group. You basically look at Balar and go, and then look at Fairus and just kind of like, look back and forth for a moment, and then like the pieces line up in your head, and then immediately it also clicks in your head that, oh, if that's her older brother, that's the guy who's in charge of the entire crime family.
So I feel like with the description you gave, he kind of looks like an older Fairus, but like the summer edition, and Fairus is like the fall edition. Because you said he's got, like, a lot of greens, and Fairus has, like, blonde hair and a lot of, like, oranges and more...
But he has
like,
autumn.
He has a few leaves in his hair that have, like, autumn colors to it. You know, Fairus, that is a new addition to him as he's been getting older.
Oh.
He does have a few decades on you.
Elian's just gonna kind of get what do we call them? Refugees at this point?
Yeah, refugees.
Elio's just gonna kind of like shuffle them off to the side, do that back and forth between the two Resh siblings, and do just a very slight head bow to Balar, you says how it's pronounced?
Yes.
And look up. Pleasure to see you.
He nods to Elian. Pleasure to meet you as well. I believe this is my first time in Chiaroscuro. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting everyone from this family.
You've caught us at a, would not say inconvenient time, but a hectic time at the moment.
I can see that. It looks like that recruiting in this city has been going well.
This is not so much recruiting, more liberation.
Did these people have the unfortunate circumstances of working with or being part of the guild? Then like the tyrants of old, I see no difference in this. They are welcome to stay at any of our families' homes until that they decide where that they wish to go.
And I'm going to look at them. Good. It's glad to hear that we have your support in housing those that the guild has enslaved.
Like the tyrants of old, we oppose the exploitative nature of the guild. We won't let people be brushed aside when they still have so much more worth and life left in them.
That's good to hear, because I believe there is another area being exploited by the guild of younger who are being used and exploited because of their lack of education to perform tasks.
He takes your words in for a moment and kind of shuffles them through his head before realizing your intent behind a little bit nicer words than he might have put it. I see. We'll have to liberate them as well.
Perfect. I've gathered some information, so it'll just require a little bit of planning. We're currently waiting on 2 other members to join us. They provided a distraction for us, so we could and they motioned to the group of refugees, the liberated, so we could get them safely away. So we are hoping they were also able to get away safely.
He nods, kind of looks Elian over. So then, you must be Renal Elian, correct? Your captain speaks high praises of you in his missives back to Great Forks.
I'm glad I'm being of service.
I take it that the other 2 are Ricky and Amalar Divine, the teacher I sent with my little sister.
I was not aware that Divine was Fairus's teacher, but Divine did arrive with her.
Divine is a teacher. He is not Fairus's teacher. So, is there anything that either of you would like to ask Reshbalar before the boys come in?
I suppose just the general conversation of how everything's going over in Great Forks and comparing notes back and forth type of thing.
And, what we just had to deal with a little bit better than how we kind of described it.
Catching up.
As far as Great Forks is concerned, we are currently one of the leading people in there. We've attained 2 out of the 3 major gods' backing for existing within Great Forks, as long as we can continue to provide services for their worshippers. We're not yet ready to kick the guild out of that bastion of the scavenger lands, but we're hoping that it'll come one day. That's why that some of their larger forces have been moving south. trade deals with the realm are much easier to deal with out of the Chiaroscuran ports than they are out of Nexus, when you have to get past a Luxian blockade. But that's neither here nor there. So, you all are planning on getting a new place then, I assume, since your matriarch is coming within a few weeks. Is that correct?
We are working on it currently. We're trying to acquire the funds to get the place.
Excellent. Then I look forward to visiting you all in your new place of business and not having to worry about whatever the old hovel that Desert Bloom picked out was.
Seeing as gathering the funds for this place has been a little more than we thought it would take, any chance we could get a little help? And Fairus is going to kind of bat her eyes at her older brother in a pleading way.
Make me a charisma plus presence roll. Is there anything that you'd like to add on to that?
The puppy dog eyes and the pouty lip. Kind of like when a younger sibling is trying to get their older sibling to like play with them or hang out with them or let them join.
You should totally have your ferret like give the pleading eyes too.
Yes! Deke will pop out of my blouse and also give him the sad puppy dog eyes, like I've trained him.
I will give you a 2-dot stunt for that, only because I know that looks so well. So that's an extra 2 dice and an auto success. Are there any charms or anything that you can use to boost this?
I don't think I have any charms that would help.
He has an effective resolve of 4.
Remember, puff out your chest, assert your dominance.
Definitely not the time to use that one. Brendan.
Yes.
Question, and you can say no, because it's kind of going to be a little off the wall here. Can I use performance instead if I give the whole spiel of how having this place would be better for my safety, so I'm not down in that place that he referred to as a hovel or something like that, and play off the whole, like, if I have a better place to help run things, you wouldn't have to worry too much about, like, my safety, playing the whole, like, little sister to be safe thing. And doing, like, drastic hand motions and stuff to, like, almost like I'm trying to give a PowerPoint presentation of why him helping would help a lot.
Okay, so here's my question. What kind of performance does Fairus specialize in?
Dance, so, like, body movements.
Okay. Are you going to do this as an interpretive dance?
I could definitely do that. Like, when I talk about, like, oh, if I stay in this hovel, it'll be detrimental to my safety, and kind of do, like, a feign, like, hand across the forehead, like, fainting kind of gesture. Whatever I can do, like, make grandiose gestures for this. Talking with my hands, stuff like that.
If you flavor this as you put on a small dance number while doing this, I will let you roll performance.
If that's the case, then I will do the dance, but I would also want to use hidden. First of all, is my animo's not flaring anymore, right?
No, it is not.
I would want to use hidden petal aria. Expresses multiple layers of meaning via artistic performance, conveying a secret message through nuances of speech and movement. She may embed a message, one sentence long, into her performance, conveying it only to select members of her audience. And this can incorporate social influence. Would putting the message into that of one sentence, so a little money could really help us get this place to help the family out.
Okay, so you're using hidden petal aria, right? So the point of hidden petal aria is to convey a secret message.
Okay, then maybe not. I would still want to try, like, if I have to do it as an interpretive dance type thing to get the point across, I will, since that's what I specialize in, and I'll have Zeke help me.
Yeah, that if you do this as an interpretive dance, essentially, I will let you use performance.
Then that's what I'll do. I'll do it as an interpretive dance. I'll use Zeke as one of the actors in this dance to help portray this message across of the whole we need extra money so we can get this place. The interpretive dance is basically going to tell them, like, we need some help getting this place. It'll be better for the family. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to do it after or during the dance, but I'm going to let them know that there were other people trying to buy the place out as well from the family.
You can do all of that. You put together an on-the-spot dance routine. Do you want to use any, like, charms to boost your performance or anything?
Well, now that you mention it, I do have audience enthusing display, which is the excellency for performance. I do have a specialization in performance for dancing.
So then that is an extra dice for you. This is ridiculous, and I love it.
All right, so with all of that together, that's 5 for performance, plus 2 for charisma, 7, plus the 2 for my specialization, or 1 for the specialization. That's 8, plus the 2 that you gave me as a stunt.
Go ahead and roll it.
So I rolled 4 successes, and you gave me an automatic success for the stunt, and I got an automatic success for my excellency, so that's 6.
The scene that plays out before, and, Britt, stop me if you feel like this is wrong. The scene that plays out in front of everyone, in front of all these liberated folks, the leader of the crime family and Elian, is that Fairus and Zeke put on a sudden bout of interpretive dance. You're all not really sure if she's had this practiced or not, but when she suddenly grabs 2 of the refugees, who she is at most only known for 10 minutes, and they begin dancing with her in absolute lockstep and, like, helping to convince, like, the need for money as that, like, the interpretation as that, like, 2 of them on the side plus Zeke go down onto their knees to beg, and then Fairus kind of showers a few spare yen that she had in her pocket, like, onto them. You're not sure if she's had this practiced her whole life or not, or if this was just everybody suddenly getting really swept up in the moment. But it looks like it works.
Hey! And I'm going to finish it off with the puppy dog eyes and the pouty lip. And Zeke's going to be next to me with the puppy dog eyes and the ferret version of a pouty lip.
Reshbalar kind of looks to you and then everything else, and he just kind of goes, I'll see what I can do, little sis. What that I'm going to use mechanically for this is that the money that you were going to get from all of the heist stuff is going to be increased because you're not going to have to go through a fence to do it. Basically, at some point, Desert Bloom is going to approach the boss, and the boss is going to be like, don't worry, I've got it, and we'll basically fence it free of charge for you, and we'll be able to get, like, you more money.
Hey.
As soon as the dance number finishes up, you all can, and Balar kind of goes, ugh, not again. I guess I'll help. You all can hear the sound of people outside being upset as a crowd has begun to form outside of the road that leads up to the Desert Basilisk, as trade has halted, and there is a 15-foot tall horse blocking traffic. Ricky and Divine, you guys are on the bottom floor of, or on the restaurant floor of the Desert Basilisk.
I'm gonna kick the door in. Not like kick it and like break it, but like open it very forcefully and yell for Manami.
And as we walk through, I'm going to be yelling out the back at some random merchant, "Hey, go fuck yourself. Can't you see my man's injured?"
Ricky, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, hey. I'm fucking hungry. I'm gonna slouch down into a seat really haphazardly and just sit there pissed off looking.
And I'll take one coffee, please. And sit down next to Ricky.
Minami just kind of looks at you and just goes, your fucking friends are upstairs with about 50 refugees that they have up in my family's barracks right now.
Yeah, we, they can wait. We, rest would be nice. Divine tries to compose himself. Was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Ricky, what the fuck happened to you? What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Some asshole got what was coming to him, I'll tell you that.
That's fucking fair. Your friend's upstairs. If I'll bring you some food if you want to go rest and not have to worry about assholes barging in. Would you mind moving the horse though? I'm a little short staffed today. I can't really deal with everybody coming in.
Ricky just does the 2-finger whistle, and I assume Lucille will just go somewhere else because I can have communication powers from a horse.
Yeah, Lucille moves out of the way of the road, unblocking traffic, and then just kind of hangs out on the side of the building.
Sounds good. So where the fuck are they?
They're upstairs in the Ezath barracks.
Why the fuck are they up there?
Well, they had a bunch of people. They said they needed a place to lay low while you guys were doing something.
Alright, whatever. Alright, I gotta go kick another door open. And I go upstairs and kick another door open.
You kick the door open just as that the tail end of Fairus's dance routine is everybody's kind of coming off from that. Two of the inexperienced dancers are just like, "Oh, I had no idea that we had that in us. Oh wow, that was amazing!" And then everybody just kind of looks as the door is just kicked open.
The fuck did I just walk into?
Whoa,
Do we need to wants to come back later? We didn't win the butt in. We need to make an appointment. What's going on?
We don't need money that bad to force people that we just broke out of slavery to, put dances on for other families, right?
This is my family. This is my brother. I'm going to point to Resh Balar behind me at the desk with the cigar.
Brendan, please remind me the importance of Resh Balar to my crime family.
Resh Balar is the guy who's in charge of all the crime families.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
He is the equivalent of the Godfather.
Nice. It's nice to see you and all, but honestly, I don't have the energy in me for formality right now. I'm going to sit the fuck down. And I go and sit the fuck down.
Balar kind of looks over at Divine and just kind of goes, "Yeah, your friend here kind of looks like he just got in a fight with an anathema and won. What the hell happened?"
Ricky's going to promptly go to sleep in one of the booths until he's woken up for food.
Every now and then, a look shine has to make it difficult for a guild member to do any trade. So we picked a fight, and you could say we won. Yeah, we won. We definitely won that. Yeah, totally. It was not a close call whatsoever.
Ah, well, I'm glad you guys came out of that on the other side of life instead of stuck down in the underworld. My little sister here was just convincing me that I should do some help her out since you guys have been through so much trouble and freed so many people, basically making a good name for us.
Oh yeah, we've been working real hard on making a good name for us. If you have some time, could I've got some contracts. Would you mind giving them a once-over? It's for a partnership with a brothel, a gambling hall, and he's going to hold up his hand and do air quotes, a hotel.
So you got a gambling hall and 2 brothels.
Well, I mean, one sells companionship, the other one sells insurance. The highly explosive kind of insurance.
It sounds like some kind of guild scam you got going on.
The inn's a front for an underground arms dealer.
Oh, why didn't you just say it was an underground arms dealer?
Divine, is one of those the Bountiful Bear?
Yeah. As soon as we sign this contract, I'll be half owner of the Bountiful Bear.
You see, that's the place that I want to liberate the people that are being taken advantage of.
Well, it'll be a lot easier to release people of their contracts, I guess. Need some restructuring. My partner doesn't kind of takes a laissez-faire approach to managing that and lets the madam run things.
They're basically recruiting young girls, a lot of them that are uneducated and can't really tell what they're signing up for, and taking advantage.
You said there's a madam that runs this place?
Yeah, she's a madam from the Blessed Isle. Now she's taking care of business for my partner down in the undermarket.
All right. Did you get a name from her? Usually the house name will tell you how much of a problem that we're dealing with.
It won't be difficult to get their name. Once we get these contracts signed and I get them back to my partner, I'm sure we can go over the finer details of getting the youthful employees released from their contract so that only people who want to be working there are working there.
That shouldn't be too much of a problem.
If nothing else, I'll just buy it out.
Fair enough. Once everything's in writing, it should be easy enough to deal with. And we've already got a vested interest in these kinds of things. It seems that Elian here also wants to deal with it. So why don't we make a day of it once that we've all rested and we've found a place for these people?
Yeah, and I can show you all around properly without guild interruption this time, maybe. Ricky broke that factor's fucking nose. It was glorious.
Whoa. You guys fought a factor?
Yeah. Factor showed up. He's talking some shit about surrendering, and then, Ricky here isn't a big fan of slave traders, and he finds out that he's the guy that was slave trading, and couldn't let him fight him alone. So we kick the shit out of a factor.
Tanos, right? That was the name?
Yeah.
So I actually have another factor involved in a personal contract that I'm working on, Danik Sora. So if you hear anything about that particular person, let me know.
I'll keep an ear out for it.
But Tanos was also on the contract for one of the girls that I visited at the brothel to figure out what was going on there.
Yeah, Tanos is they've got them doing some pretty shady shit for the guild, so that's part of why it was so easy to talk Salon into, going legit.
Resh Pilar is going to stand up and move over towards Ricky. And there's kind of like this snap of his fingers to try and wake up the sleeping young punk. Hey. That looks like it fucking hurts. He kind of points down at your arm.
Yeah, it don't feel too good. But I'll be alright. Nothing a little, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you will? Sure about that?
Yeah, probably. Oh, thanks for reminding me, though. I actually have a thing for this, Brendan. I'm not sure if this is applicable, but I took, hold on, let me find the name of it. I actually have several points in medicine. I have, the wound closure technique. Oh, that may be what I did with the light.
Yeah, I'd say that's what you probably did with the light. So Balar is going to look down at that and kind of go, Yeah, let me get that for you. And he is going to very roughly go to grab your arm, like right where the tendon got sliced.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
He is then going to spend 10 motes and 1 willpower to use his signature charm. And let me, just for the sake of it, let me roll. So as he does this, his aura, his wood aura suddenly like bursts to life and like begins to fill the room. There's a vibrancy of life and the smell of Far Eastern like perfumes and like the smell of like cedar on the wind as this happens. Any like plants or anything that were in the area begin to have a sudden rapid bit of like growth to them.
Would that count for the vines I have growing out of my head in my hair?
If you want it to.
I'll accept it.
So also the vines growing out of Fairus's hair begin to grow a little bit more. And with 11 successes, Resh Balar is going to use the signature wood aspect charm, Rebirth of Flesh and Ivy, and is going to instantly heal your crippling injury, as well as all of your health levels.
Wow.
You are allowed to, if you wish, as a mark to show that he had done this, you are allowed to make it look like maybe the scar resembles wood or grass or plants or something like that.
I'll leave it up to you.
It literally says in the charm that the player of the that you can choose to be marked by the healing. It's up to you, bud.
I mean, sure.
Okay, so you no longer have that crippling injury right now, as that the literal leader of the entire crime family has healed you.
Yeah, that feels pretty fucking good. Not gonna lie, it feels a lot better.
I do what I can by helping out people. That's what my mom always did.
Well, thank you. Kind of stretches the arm out.
Fairus is just gonna smile as she like runs her fingers through the longer vines in her hair now.
Oh! Speaking of Neato tools, hey, is the undermarket on fire? I didn't really look before I left. I was pretty, upset.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
The undermarket is used to these kinds of things and has been on fire a couple times. People put it out.
Why would it be on fire?
Well, we got little,
Yeah, you know how it is, Elian.
Yeah, you know how it is, Elian.
No, I don't.
Oh, come on. You don't ever get a little bit upsetty spaghetti? Get a little hot under the collar?
Leon just kind of looks at himself. No, not really.
Well, must be fucking nice. Yeah, when fire aspects get a little tilted, we start lighting the world on fucking fire. Gotta be a little careful about that one. Sorry.
I spent years of training to just kind of let things roll off of me.
Yeah. Years of training. They were great times. Best of times, worst of times. Anyways, it'll be fine. It's the end of market. It's a shithole anyway.
Hey, that's my shithole that you're talking about.
Motherfucker, you ain't been here a week. Fuck off.
And yet, I've still managed to gain more property than you have. And how long have you been here again?
It's all my property. You'll be alright.
Oh, yes. The property of the...
Yeah, go down the corner and see who the fuck knows you, wise guy. No one knows who the fuck you are.
I'm gonna, raise my hand in the middle of them arguing and just go, it's actually all his property, and I'm gonna point to, Resh Balar.
Yeah, right, jackass. Talking to Divine, not Balar.
Balar's just kind of smiling there, and every now and again he's picking up the cigar that he had and just kind of puffing on it idly. So then we're gonna rest up, and then we're gonna go handle this thing at that brothel that Divine owns.
Yeah, about that. So sorry, but the Order of the Immaculate Monks might be a little butthurt. Yeah, they They were doing some shady shit underneath that bar, and I might have beat the shit out of one of their big guys and left them, bloody and broken in the basement. Comes with the territory.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not the first bloody beaten body to be found in the basement of a...
Yeah, I don't like those guys much. I don't like those guys too much. So, deal with it, I suppose. They'll come for me anyway, so it'll be fine.
Well, I really didn't want to make a enemy of the Immaculate Order, but I guess here we are.
Well, they were already my enemy, if it makes you feel a little bit better, but it might not.
Just a smidge.
Okay, well, that's better than nothing.
So, about that food.
And at the
Ricky's
mention
gonna
of
yell
food,
for Manami again.
Hey, I'm coming! It's only me down here!
Yeah, what else is new? It's always only you. I'm dying over here. Almost literally.
He comes up and basically brings way more food than he should be able to carry and starts serving it to everyone in the room. Prioritizing, obviously, the dragon-blooded in the room first, and then the people who were saved. So the sun sets as you guys have had a very, very rough day. People regain, if you guys have spent any willpower, you regain a point for having a nice night's rest. And currently, the family is trying to find ways to deal with the freed people who that Fairus and Ricky and everyone else brought to the family. So, I know that the plan for today was to go and take care of that brothel.
I just kind of wanted to sit and make a plan for how we're going to approach that.
That sounds good to me. I was actually going to ask what you guys' plan was. So in that case, how early do you guys get up and go about planning?
So I was just going to walk up and be like, hey, new ownership, all contracts are under renegotiation. You don't like it, you can get out.
I mean, that's simple enough that it could work. I just also want a plan B.
Plan B is for bloodshed. Right? That worked so well for us last time.
It could be, but I just like having more than one plan ready first off. To catch Fairus up. So the Bountiful Bear is taking advantage of people with contracts. Younger girls, from what I can tell, maybe some boys. I didn't really get a great look at everything. They wrapped it up in very poor legalese for people who can't understand contracts and don't understand what they're really signing. And as a way to pay them back after a farce of promising them riches for singing or whatever various talents. I can only speak on one person I've spoken to at the place, but from what I can tell, it's not legit, and we need to get them out of there. I also have a contract to rescue someone from there.
Gotcha. So, I think the simplest first step would be to go in, introduce ourselves as new ownership, and say that we want a meeting with all of the staff members and all of the contracted individuals. And then from there, I guess we could get a gauge of, whether we shut the place down or it's a few bad contracts.
I believe I stated explicitly that I committed the contract to memory using my eidetic memory. Can I kind of regurgitate what's written in the contract to everybody here just so they kind of know how bad the wording and how advantageous it is for the brothel versus the people actually working for them?
I want to say yes, off the top of my head. Let me just look at the wording for eidetic memory real quick, and then I'll give you a decision.
Okay. I know it gives me +1 auto success.
In that case, if you could roll me I'm going to say an intelligence and bureaucracy roll, since you're trying to recall the exact legalese.
5 +1 auto success.
Well, shit.
I have 5 dots in intelligence, 1 in bureaucracy.
Question, are you going to write it down as well, so then that people can actually read it and, like, look over it, or are you just going to regurgitate the whole thing?
I mean, if we have the means for me to write it down, I assume we do. I would prefer to write it down just so we have a copy of it.
Oh, absolutely. With 6 successes, you can... The only thing that it's not the verbatim contract, but it is close enough that it would probably hold up in a court of law so long as they didn't have the verbatim contract.
So Elian's gonna just kind of go into the zone and write this all out, flipping through the pages, and hands it to whoever wants to look at it. It's not precisely the contract, but close enough.
Oh, and in looking through your notes, I do realize that I owe you about 2 or 3 other names.
Yes, I believe for the signatures that were on the contract.
Yes. So I believe that you had Tanos and Denik Sora on there.
Yes, I have Danik Sora and Tanos.
There is also the signature of one Diacru, Scythia.
So these are just singular names like Tanos's. Danik Sora is the only one that has a full like double name written down.
Correct. Not having a family name is not that odd in the world of Exalted.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure, just clarifying, I guess.
And the final name on there is Sinis Sabrine.
Why? Is there a reason Sinis sounds familiar to me? I'm not sure if that's in character or out of character, or if that's just a random name that just sounds familiar to me.
There's a very large chance that it could actually sound familiar both ways. Let's see if Elian knows a little bit about about the history of creation. If you want to give me an intelligence and lore roll.
Sure. 3 successes.
Give me just a second. So, Sinis should sound very familiar to anyone who's dragon-blooded and familiar with the realm, because it is one of the great houses. It is specifically one of the 2 wood houses, House Sinis. While that you don't know the particulars of how that House Sinis operates, you do know them by reputation. Their house reputation is that they tend to take advantage of people. In the shortest terms, they have a reputation as being a bunch of slaving assholes. But they're also considered like the party house.
I don't like that those 2 reputations belong to the same house.
Yeah, that leads to some questions that are probably better left not answered and, burned down.
Good thing it's made out of wood.
Right? Yeah, I knew it sounded familiar and I just couldn't peg it. So I'm just going to relay that information to everybody as I write the signatures at the end.
Do we need to do any more planning?
Well, what's the plan B? I don't think bloodshed counts as a plan B. It could count as a plan B, but do we have a better plan B?
I say we just do it. We can stop by the office and talk to Solon. I need to drop off her wine anyways. And see if she can give us a bigger picture of what's going on in our brothel. I think this is enough to be actionable intel, but maybe with the sway of both halves of ownership, we can avoid having to use Plan B for bloodshed.
Now, just so you're aware, I did go there under the guise of, I guess, what is intended for that place. I don't think I explicitly said that was why I was there, because that wasn't. I just said I was looking for someone of the description of the girl I was looking for. But I don't know if it would be good for me to go back in there or not.
Hey, what you do or don't do in your spare time, that's your thing. I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll say you were a secret shopper, checking out the merchandise before we bought the place.
You can say that. I'm not really going to lie to them if they ask me.
Oh, I'll lie to anybody who asks.
As long as we have that established.
Well then, with you all's plan established, the
Fairus, do you have any thoughts?
I was just about to ask that as well.
Not really. I mean, the idea of going in there saying, I'm the owner, let's renegotiate contracts, was probably my first guess in what we can do.
And this time we won't have a crate filled with a wood aspect drop on our heads. Because she'll be with us.
Look, I was not expecting to do that. I didn't know where I was going to end up.
because Divine and Fairus don't know Captain Desert Bloom anywhere near as well as Elian and Ricky do. I feel like that at the scene, like Divine and Fairus are just like, yeah, of course. Like, who knew that this would happen? And Elian and Ricky are just kind of like, of fucking course that happened.
Oh man, it's again.
Quite serendipitous. Who knew that we'd all be at the same place at the same time? Weird. Crazy.
Fate works in mysterious ways.
As you guys are heading out, I assume that you all have just kind of stayed the day at the Desert Basilisk, since Minami was basically putting up everyone because the boss said to. As you guys are heading out, Resh Balar actually comes down from doing some paperwork and saddles up to Fairus and goes, well then, you weren't thinking about leaving without me, were you? I wanted to see what our guy from Lookshy got us down in the Undermarket.
I mean, I wasn't thinking of leaving without you, but I also wasn't thinking of leaving with you. And if you want to come on.
Is that any way to treat your older brother?
I'm pretty sure it's the only way to treat my older brother.
Fair. All right then, let's head on out. Thank you all for taking the time to enjoy our show. If you liked what you heard, why not give us a follow on Twitter for more updates as to when we'll be releasing episodes. You can also give us a like or review on your podcast app of choice. Just a few quick button clicks and you can help us defeat the dreaded algorithm boss. The theme song for this game was Main Theme by Alexander Nakarada, copyright 2019, used under a Creative Commons license. And hey, for making it this far, I saw that cool thing you did, so have some stunt dice.
I called it! You should ask him what he's doing in the Ezoth area. Sorry, we're arguing over who's going to say something over here. That's excellent to hear, because I believe there is... Oh god, 10 o'clock. Anyways, let me try that again. There's not 3 alarms going off at the same... 4 alarms going off at the same time. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I don't need no... Ignore that accent. That came out a lot worse than I wanted it to.
I will not ignore that accent. That is now your accent forever.
Wah.
Does my explanation of your interpretive dance sound about right, Britt?
It sounded great. I feel like that is a response of someone who's had to deal with this shit before.
She does this dance every time she needs money. Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm back now. What'd I miss?
Me buying time for you to get back.
Nice.
Yeah, she's from, what's that island?
The Blessed Isle.
I don't remember the madam's name. I don't remember if, Sora ever gave me the madam's name.
I am double checking, but I am 90% sure that I did give you her name.
No, I think, we just covered that it was somebody that Salon knows from the Blessed Isle that used to handle trade.
Yeah, you're right. I do not see it on here. I saw that I gave you... Okay.
I'm reading over my notes and I enjoy my in parentheses commentary.